Hey Internet, my name is Abby and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program on Wings. We are here with Dodo Kerman and Dodo Kerman is still sitting inside his capsule from the unsuccessful launch of the Lace lander in the last episode because we had the issue with the monopropellant fuel tank, and now in the recent version of the lander I moved the fuel tank on top of the spacecraft and now it should be hopefully more stable. But Dodo Kerman did also 2 experiments on the launch pad for the material study and also for the mystery goo observation. And in this case, we want to gather the science. So let me recover the vessel. And okay, there we have the mystery goo observation and the material study, and we even got some signs for the recovery of a vessel after a suborbital flight. This is pretty cool, and I totally forgot to do these in preparation or during the time as I needed the science. So it's still interesting to get some additional science, and we are currently at 2815 science. And yeah, maybe Squad will add some additional parts in the near future to the game, and then I have enough science to unlock them right away. This would be pretty cool. But now, after I collected the science, I want to show you the Albatross, but not with these orange guys. The orange guys aren't part of our space program, but with Bearing Kerman. So let me launch this with Bearing Kerman on board. And yeah, okay, time warp. Come on, show me. Focus Albatross. Okay, here we are. Here we are. This is my Tylo lander. Yeah, Albatross is my Tylo lander. And yeah, in the last episode I did some calculations with the orbital velocity formula to determine the amount of delta V I probably would need to land and to lift off from Tylo again. And here the lower part of the spacecraft has a delta V amount of 3000 or a little bit more than 3000, and also the upper part of this spacecraft has more than 3000 meters per second of delta V. So I think, or my main goal or my main idea currently is to use this lower part to descend to Tylo and maybe come to a hover at around 1 kilometer of altitude. And at this point I will detach the lower part and I will use the lander engines to do the final landing, and then I will take off again with these engines and fly back to space, hopefully. And yeah, this is my main goal. I hope the thing will work out well. And currently, with these 2 side tanks, this thing is too heavy to take off on Kerbal, but this doesn't matter in orbit around Tylo, because then we use these outer tanks mainly for the purpose to slow us down, and their slowing down doesn't have the requirement to lift us really into space. It's just about killing the velocity. And so yeah, so much about this lander, and now I will do a short experiment to do the very first flight in this configuration. But we need to adjust a little bit the sequence, because at first we need to separate from the outer fuel tanks, then we need to detach from these, how they're called, launch stability enhancers. Okay, at first let me get me rid of most of the weight. Let me re-enable SAS. Let me throttle way up, and in 3, 2, 1, and lift off. Okay, the engine is even powerful enough to lift us a little bit, and now I want to do an experiment again, because I want to fly up to the VAB, or better, I want to try out if I'm able to land on the VAB again. So in this case, let me at first drift a little bit over to the VAB. Then of course, to simulate the landing, I'm not quite sure. Well, we have the good thing that we have here the atmosphere, so I really can't simulate a landing on Tylo, because, well, on Tylo we would have the gravity but no atmosphere that will slow us down and so help us to reduce our velocity or to keep our velocity stable during the descent. And yeah, in this case, but I can still try out a little bit my lander, or my upper part of the lander. I think I need to throttle up a bit, because I'm losing currently a little bit of altitude. Okay, I need to drift now over this direction again. Come on, come on. Okay, and now let's cut the engine. oh, I said cut the engine and start these engines. And come on, come to a hover, okay. Not so much of a hover. Let's extend your gear. Okay, now we need to try out to land there. Okay, we need to drift a little bit over to this direction. Okay, let's throttle up a bit more. Okay, we need to go over a little bit more sideways. And by doing this, I think, okay, I'm currently trying to do a very precise throttle up. Come to a hover. Whoa. No. We are drifting sideways. I think I'm again messing up the landing on top of the VAB. This is not good. This is really not good. Okay, now let's throttle up again. Okay. Oh no, we're out of fuel. Okay, yeah, at least Bering survived. We managed to land here on top of the VAB. I don't know, the hatch is directly on the opposite side. Can we somehow... What? And when we are getting our gear out again... Haha! Very good. Okay. So yeah, at least Bering made it on top of the VAB, and he is even able to leave his capsule. So far so good. But yeah, after this dangerous flight and this partial success, race legs. No, I think they are not damaged. They are working. This thing is just a little bit strange. Okay, he doesn't need to repair them. Okay, well, Bering made it, but I wanted to talk about a different thing, because I was talking about I will detach the lower part, the mainlander part, for the landing purposes on Tylo, and then do the landing with these engines. And I've just seen, okay, I tried to do a very precise landing here on the VAB, and on Tylo it's more like just coming down, so I can be a little bit more faster during my descent, and I don't need to hover so much around. But it was still using a lot of fuel, and I even ran out of fuel with my outer tanks. And in this case, I might think about adding something to my Tylo lander, so that the thing is still able to do a landing, or to land there and even to take off again, because I think this will waste a little bit too much fuel if I decouple. Whoa, camera's freaking out. If I decouple my stages to the descent stage too soon. And yeah, I think this was still a success to try this out, and now I need to go back to the drawing board and to improve a little bit. Oh, careful dude, careful. And to improve a little bit my Tylo lander, but at least Bering made it alive on top of the VAB. This is very good. And now I want to demonstrate you the lander for the other moons of Jool, because I think these are good enough. Okay, hey, we can zoom out pretty far out. This is interesting. Okay, let me go back to the launch pad and demonstrate you the lander for the other moon. Okay, Bering has recovered from his shock after the landing, or the crash landing on top of the VAB with a Tylo lander, and now he jumped into the prototype of the lander for Pole, and for Bob. And yeah, this is the main lander I will use for the exploration of the other two, or no, of the other 3 moons of Jool. And yeah, I think, according to my delta V calculator, my Excel sheet, this thing has a total delta V of more than 3000 meters per second, so this should be good enough, and this is even a little bit overkill for Pole and Bob, but for Val this could be quite good, so that I have enough fuel to do some experiments and some nice landings, and for, well, as I said, Pole and Bob, it's more than overkill, so I might be even able to change a little bit my position on these two small moons. And here now Bering is eager because he wants, have I the setup right? Yeah, I do. He wants to be able, let me just think, maybe I should put the parachutes more ready if I run out of fuel. He's eager because he wants to achieve finally a successful landing on top of the VAB. In this case, let me see, can we do this? Let's head over for the VAB and let's throttle down because we are quite fast, and I think this is all the time. Oh, no. Crap. Okay. Come on. Come to a stop. We need to move a little bit over there. I finally want to make it to do a successful landing on top of the VAB. I don't want to fail all the time or to run out of fuel. I think most of my failures are not that I was too fast or so, or well, in the end I was too fast, but my main issues were that I at some point just ran out of fuel, and this was then a little bit problematic, and the resulting landing was a little bit too fast. So, okay, now let's come to a hover again. I said let's come to a hover again. And okay, this is good. Now we need to fly a bit over there. Now I'm a bit too fast. Okay. Now let's slow down. And I think I need to tip over a little bit in this direction. Okay. Now let's try to get this thing stable. Maybe I can just pop the parachutes in order to have a gently landing. Okay. Oh, no, we are drifting. Let's come to a stop. Don't stop drifting so much around. Oh, look at my fuel. I think I will have the same fate again. No, not this way. Ha. Okay, come on. At least move over there. Move over to the... Now let's throttle down. I think I will do this. And let's cut the engines. Okay. Yeah, and let's throttle up a bit, and... No, grip. Ah. Okay. At least we made it again on top. Oh, there's a landing leg. Let's go. At least Bering has survived the second crash. He made it exactly to the same spot. The parachutes even could have done a nice job and could have helped him to land directly on top of the VAB, but unfortunately we managed to land directly on the edge of the upper part of the VAB, and this resulted in a crash. Okay, yeah, we have here some landing struts. What? Raise legs. Lock suspension. Okay, we can manipulate it a little bit. Can we even push it down? Interesting. Very interesting. But well done, Bering, well done. At least you made it twice on top of the VAB. Well, in both cases you crashed your lander. But well, at least you made it on top of here. So this is good. Okay, The next thing, after I tested this lander, I think this lander should be good enough for the other moons, and I just have to reconsider a little bit the configuration for the Tyler lander, but yeah, good job, Bering. Now, there's a thing, the driving section is coming up, so I think I need to hurry because I want to refuel the driving sections. I'm currently having an orbit to reuse them for the flight up to Jool, and in this case, let me head over to the launch pad and launch some fuel up to the driving sections. Okay, here we are with our supply mission for the driving sections being currently in orbit around Kerbal. In this case, let me at first enable SAS, let me throttle up a bit, let me just have a last check. I think our position is still good towards the driving section. In this case, in 3, 2, 1, and lift off. Okay, here we go. Here we are leaving the launch pad with our refueling mission. And this is basically the beginning of a huge series of different launches, because currently we are starting off to refuel the two already existing driving sections in orbit. I will use them for flying up to maybe Pool and Bob, so the smaller moons. Then I have, or I need one with a small lander for Val, so I can fly up to Val, so I need another of these small driving sections. And then I think I need two bigger ones for Lace and for Tylo, because the Lace and the Tylo lander are a little bit more powerful and have a little bit more mass compared to the small landers, especially the Tylo lander after the test flight up to the VAB down there. Yeah, this was just a partial success, as you have seen for just a few moments ago. And here, in this case, operation. Goodbye. And in this case, yeah, I think I need to add a little bit more fuel to it, because I was thinking about ditching the landing stage or the deorbit stage around 1 kilometer above the surface, but then after this partial success of landing on top of the VAB, I discovered that this might be not so good, because it still needs a lot of power to have a gentle landing on high gravity, especially when you have no parachutes. And yeah, I think so I need to improve a little bit the Tylo lander. But yeah, we will see. In this case, I need some bigger driving sections or interplanetary stages for these two missions. And here, in this case, I need also to construct a bigger launcher. I'm currently thinking about creating something like the Delta IV Heavy rocket. This means I will just use the central core of this launch stage or of this booster, and just add two of them on each side. So I have three of the central cores, and I think this should be powerful enough to launch a full orange fuel tank, because I want to construct the driving sections out of orange fuel tank, and I think this could be a very good idea. And so yeah, this is now the beginning of the launch series for a lot of driving sections and a lot of fuel I will put into orbit. And after we have done this, the next step is to bring up the landers itself. And before we can do this, we need also some of our crew, because currently most of our crew is around the moon. We have one of our crew in the ion propulsion spacecraft, currently attached to our asteroid. Then we have our two cosmonauts being on vacation on the moon, on the surface of the moon. I think this is good enough. From this on, I can finally do the rendezvous. Okay, in this case, we can jettison our central core, and we can do the fairing jettison. Goodbye fairing. I all the time like this moment, and now we can see the fuel tank we have launched up into space. And let me just disable the fuel of the fuel tank so that we are not wasting this fuel. And yeah, okay, where was I? So yeah, a lot of launches to bring all the driving section into orbit. Then I have to return my crew from the moon so that they can jump into their lander. Then I have to land them. And then can see, or then I think the launch window will be ready, so that we can then leave Kerbal and aim for Jool. And I think during the flight up to Jool we will have even some launch windows up to Eve maybe, or up to, I don't know, to other planets I haven't landed before on, and in this case a lot of things will happening in the near future, but at first we have to do a lot of preparation. And now, speaking of preparations, let me prepare the rendezvous and the docking process, and you can enjoy the ride with some time-lapse. Okay, we are only a few hundred meters away from the driving section V2, and yeah, we made it. We are almost there, and now I'm killing all of my relative velocity. Okay, I can keep a little bit of a little bit velocity to get closer to it, and then it's currently hard to see because of the sunlight to see the orientation, but I think the docking port could be on this side, but it's really hard to see where we are. But yeah, I think down there is the engine, so the docking port should be over there, but it's not completely clear. Oh yeah, now it's getting now we have a better visual on it. We are only 180 meters away from it, and now we can definitely see where the engine is and where the docking port is. So let's see to get as close as possible to it. And now I think I should start killing all the velocity. We can get even a little bit closer. This is very good. And come on, let's kill all of our relative velocity. Okay, and now it's time to switch over to docking mode and to start turning the whole spacecraft around, so that we can align ourselves with the docking port, I think. Okay, this direction at first is a good idea. So let's start drifting in this way. And yeah, now we made it, and I think this is the driving section with the nuclear engine that can be undocked from it and just docked to a different fuel tank. So this is definitely increasing the versatility of my driving sections, but I don't think that I really want to construct something like this again. I think I will just go straight forward and add the nuclear rocket engines to the fuel tanks in my upcoming driving sections, because then I can save some parts and make everything a little bit easier and not so complex. And I think this is still then good enough for my Jool exploration, especially because I think after I finished all the visits to all the to all the different planets, I don't want to keep all the driving sections on orbit. Instead, I will just try to, let me at first now set as target. Okay, I think I will just deorbit them so that I don't have so many things orbiting around Kerbal. And yeah, so in this case I don't think I don't need to think so much about increasing the versatility of my components and my constructions, and I just can do it straightforward and do the best thing as I can to make everything easy, so that I can reach Jool and explore all the moons. And here, as I said, because the flight up to Jool will take again some time. And here, if you remember, we still have our ELU mission going on, and I think during the time as we are flying up to Jool, the ELU mission will arrive, and then, yeah, in the time we will also hopefully have some launch windows up to Eve, and Yeah, so a lot of things will go on, and I think this will be in total a huge mission complex again, because I don't want to go only straightforward for Jool and waste all the other opportunities when I can launch to a different planet. No, I want to try out to make or to use every launch window for an unexplored planet, so that I can really do all the exploration of all the different planets and worlds I haven't landed on before, because yeah, I really want to do this. And no, I should be a little bit more focusing on what I'm doing here, because I need to make sure that I do my rendezvous and my docking correctly. I'm so thinking ahead about different things that I'm not paying attention to the moment right now, and I'm a little bit screwing up currently the docking procedure. So let me come to a stop again, and okay, like this. Now I need to turn the whole spacecraft downwards so that I align with the docking port. Okay, like this way. Okay, and now I need to fly down a bit. So yeah, I don't want to waste any of the upcoming launch windows, and yeah, so again, we will have a lot of missions simultaneously going on at the same time, and I think this could be quite intense and quite interesting. And yeah, I think we will maybe even be, or will be, I don't know, maybe we are even able to finish one of the other interplanetary missions, maybe up to Moho or maybe up to Eve, before we even arrive at Jool, because the travel time to Jool is such a long time. And yeah, we will see what we can do and what we will do. At least I will try my very best to do everything as I can and as efficient as I can to not have to wait all the time when there's a launch window and then I waste it. This would be rather unfortunate. And here, now we are about to do the final docking. Finally, we can do this to start our refueling process with the driving section and contact. Very nice. And docking confirmed. Well done. Okay, let's do the main purpose. Oh, the fuel tank is quite empty, so yeah, I'm not quite sure if this supply mission has enough fuel to refuel also the other driving section currently in orbit, but I think the other driving section was already a little bit refueled with the fuel from the science station as I upgraded it. Okay, speaking of this thing, where it is? Oh, over there. It's almost on the opposite side of Kerbal, so I think we can do a lot of orbits until we catch up, and I don't think it would be so useful to raise my apoapsis so that this thing catches up to me. I think I will just do a couple of orbits to be able to rendezvous with it, and in the meantime, while I wait for the rendezvous opportunity, I can just launch maybe the next driving section or so. And maybe in this time, while I'm launching the other driving sections, the spacecraft have aligned a little bit better. But this is a thing for the next episode. So in this case, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this, and I hope you will be joining me in the next episode when we continue our preparation for the Jool exploration. Until then, my name is Sabi. See you!